Hey everybody, and welcome back. Today we're taking a deep dive into a group that's near and dear to a lot of our hearts, I think, especially anyone who's spent time fiddling with a radio kit.
That's right, we're diving into the world of the Delaware Valley Radio Association.
These folks, they're celebrating almost a century on the airwaves. Can you believe that?
It's really something. 1930, that's when they got their start. And they're still going strong.
And not just going strong, they just won a major award, didn't they? Tell us about that.
They did. The Dayton-Hamvention Amateur Radio Club of the Year Award. It's a big deal in the ham radio world.
Okay, so we've got their website up here. We've got some articles. What exactly makes this club so special? I mean, 100 years, that's amazing. Right. A lot of clubs, organizations, they don't even last a tenth of that.
Well, first off, you got to think about the longevity. 1930, that's even before FM radio hit the scene. They've seen it all, from crystal radios to the digital age.
And they've adapted, haven't they? Because when I think of ham radio, I think, crackling voices, Morse code, which is cool, but...
It's more than that now, right?
Exactly.
The Delaware Valley Radio Association, they're involved in everything from those traditional modes you mentioned to things like moon bounce communication.
Moon bounce. Okay, you've got to explain that one. How? What?
Basically, you're using the moon as a giant reflector. You bounce a radio signal off of it.
To talk to someone.
Yeah. Someone potentially thousands of miles away. It's incredible.
That's some serious science fiction stuff.
It is. And it's just one example of the kind of cutting edge stuff that they're into.
I was looking at their website earlier, and they do a lot of hands-on stuff too, which I have to say really appeals to me. The antenna building, the kit building, they even do those, what are they called? Fox hunts?
Oh, yeah. The fox hunts are classic.
What is a fox hunt, though, for those of us who haven't had the pleasure?
So basically, someone hides a radio transmitter, like a fox, and then other members use their radios and directional antennas to try to find it.
So it's like a high-tech scavenger hunt.
Exactly. It's a fun way to practice those radio direction finding skills. And it gets people out and about.
It does seem like a very community-oriented club. Which brings us to another thing that I wanted to touch on, which is their public service.
Yeah, they're big on that.
They take that really seriously. They're very active in events like Jamboree on the Air, which I remember being a part of way back when.
Great program. It gets young people interested in radio.
And they also do special events for things like historical commemorations. They had a big one for the anniversary of the battles of Trenton and Princeton.
Right. It's about using radio to connect with history and to serve their community.
Which brings us to, I think, a really important point. In a world that's increasingly reliant on the internet, on cell phones, on all this technology that can fail, ham radio, it's a lifeline.
It is. When the power goes out, when nothing else works, ham radio was often there.
And that's a skill, that's a tradition that groups like the Delaware Valley Radio Association are keeping alive. So to wrap things up here, what would you say to someone who's maybe on the fence about checking them out? Maybe they're interested in radio, but they don't know if it's for them?
I'd say just go for it. This isn't a group that's stuck in the past. They're constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible with radio. You'll find people who share your passion, whether it's Morse code, digital modes, or bouncing signals off the moon. Plus, you'll be joining a community that's dedicated to service, to learning, and to having a good time while they're at it. It's a unique hobby, that's for sure. But it's one that can bring you a lot of joy and maybe even a sense of purpose. You never know when those radio skills might come in handy.
Well said. The Delaware Valley Radio Association, folks. Check them out. And until next time, happy listening.